Lot to look forward to here. It's Friday. The weekend's right around the corner. It's 6 a.m. Thanks for being here. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Netta Iranpour. Yeah, this warmer weekend that's on tap. Meteorologist Vanessa Paz here to tell us how warm we're talking. Things are going to feel different, right?
Yeah, I mean, temperatures are going to soar, especially for those
okay.
areas away from the coast by the time we get to the latter part of the weekend. And it's all due to onshore winds turning offshore over the next 24 hours. And some of those winds are going to get so strong, maybe up to 60-mile-per-hour gusts that we're expecting. All right, let's go ahead and take a look outside. This is a live picture from one of our mountain sky cams, not a cloud in the sky. And that's actually the reason why we're waking up cooler than the same time yesterday. We don't have those clouds acting as a blanket for those overnight lows, so that warmth is able to escape pretty rapidly back into the atmosphere. In comparison to 24 hours ago, we are trending anywhere between 2 to nearly 20 degrees cooler than the same time yesterday. We're in the 30s, 40s across the board from the coast all the way towards the mountain and even desert areas. But don't let it fool you, because we are going to be warm this afternoon. We are talking about daytime highs anywhere between 5 to about 10 degrees warmer, and those numbers will continue to rise. We'll take a deeper dive into those details a little later. 6:01 is the time. Let's go ahead and switch gears and see what's happening outside on your freeways. This is a live look on the 5 in both directions at East Street. Right side of your screen is that drive as you make your way in from the Chula Vista neighborhood, headed towards National City, towards the mile of cars. This is the 8 in both directions right at Lake Murray. Right side of your screen is a westbound drive exiting La Mesa, the Grossmont Center area, making your way into College. 78, this is in both directions at Nordal. Overall, we're at steady speeds. Look out for a bus that's stalled in the right lane out in Claremont on the 805 South right before you hit Balboa. Netta.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. This morning, an East County bishop is under arrest.
He's facing embezzlement and money laundering charges. News 8's Tori Apodaca live outside St. Peter Chaldean Church in El Cajon with everything we know right now. Tori?
Good morning. 69-year-old Bishop Emmanuel Shaletta was arrested yesterday at the airport as officials say he was trying to leave the country. He had been at the church here since August of 2017, but the San Diego County Sheriff's Office says that this all goes back to August of last year, when they say that a representative from St. Peter Chaldean Church contacted them with documents showing potential embezzlement. It's then they launched an investigation into the high-ranking member of the church. And on Thursday, he was arrested for 8 counts of embezzlement, money laundering, and 1 count of aggravated white-collar crime enhancement. According to The Pillar, an independent Catholic media site, the Vatican was also investigating Shaletta, who they report had submitted his resignation to the Vatican earlier this year. The Pillar says Shaletta had been reimbursing his cathedral with checks from its own charity account, and that the Vatican also accused Shaletta of regularly visiting a brothel in Tijuana. The report goes on to say that Shaletta insisted that the charges were part of a plot against him and that he has always been transparent with the handling of his money. He is currently behind bars with an $125,000 bail. We also did reach out to the church here, but have not heard back. We will keep you updated as we learn more. In El Cajon, Tori Apodaca, News 8.
Tori, thank you. And this just in here, U.S. employers unexpectedly cut 92,000 jobs in February. This is according to new data from the Labor Department. The unemployment rate now 4.4%. Also happening this morning here, reaction pouring in following the firing of Kristi Noem as Homeland Security Secretary.
It's the first major personnel shakeup in President Trump's second term. News 8's Chris Groh live here in studio to tell us what led to the change and then the reaction that's coming in after. Chris?
Yeah, not as much turnover in Trump 2.0 as we saw in Trump 1.0, at least not yet. But this is the first major domino that we've seen. In recent House and Senate hearings, Noem was grilled on a variety of topics, including a $220 million taxpayer-funded ad campaign. Her answer in the Senate in this exchange may have been the tipping point. Take a listen.
Yes, sir. We went through the legal processes, did it correctly,
Did the president know
worked with
you were going to do
OMB.
this?
Yes.
He did.
Yes.
President Trump is refuting that, saying he never knew anything about the ads. Some of the money went to a company run by the husband of Noem's former spokesperson, Tricia McLaughlin. There she is. Now, Noem faced bipartisan criticism and questions in both the House and Senate. Trump reportedly didn't like her handling of those questions, like questions also about an alleged affair with aide Corey Lewandowski. Now that Noem is out, Republican Senator from Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, is being tapped to be in. He's been nominated. We heard from him and asked local immigration advocates if they expect anything to change under his potential watch of DHS.
And we're going to, do the best we can. We're going to get Department of Homeland Security making sure that we stay focused on protecting the homeland. And no matter if you support me, you don't support me, I'm going to be laser focused on getting that done.
And so until we see any difference in that, our call as organizations on the ground continues to be that we need to abolish the agencies that are creating so much harm in our communities.
Now, Markwayne Mullin still needs Senate confirmation, but he will be allowed to serve as an acting Homeland Security Secretary as long as his nomination is formally pending. No, meanwhile, will be moved to Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas, a new position that has been created that will have a focus on the Western Hemisphere. Eric?
Well, today, a local immigration rights activist is expected to appear in court. Jean Wong is facing a misdemeanor trespassing charge stemming from a protest inside Mayor Todd Gloria's office in January. In a separate case yesterday, a federal judge sentenced Wong to 45 days of house arrest for an altercation with agents during an ICE operation in Linda Vista last July. Even with the ousting of DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, who faced backlash after writing about killing her own dog, Wong says she won't stop fighting.
I will say that today not only I got justice, but all the puppies of the world also got justice.
Wong pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault in the ICE incident and was facing up to a year behind bars.
And now this just in when it comes to the conflict in Iran. Moments ago, President Trump appearing to rule out negotiations with Iranian leaders and says the U.S. will help rebuild Iran after this war. This comes 1 week since the U.S. and Israel's war with Iran began. U.S. defense officials now say hundreds of targets deep inside Iran have been hit in recent days and that President Trump has ordered them to destroy Iran's ballistic missile industrial base. But Iran is not letting up on its retaliatory strikes. Yesterday, House Republicans defeated a measure meant to rein in the president's ability to use force on Iran, one day after a similar resolution failed in the Senate. Meantime, President Trump says he expects to have a role in choosing Iran's next supreme leader after Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed. Take a look now at gas prices. Look at the impact this war is having, jumping 11 cents while most of you were sleeping. Now $5 this morning due to the war on Iran. That's the largest increase we have seen since September of 2023. A week ago, prices were 32 cents lower. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to check on the markets and how all of this, including the jobs report as well, impacting things like the Dow, but also mortgage rates.
Let's take a look at the other numbers that are impacting everyone here this weekend. Those high numbers we're going to see as far as the forecast for this weekend for some parts of town, right?
Yeah, it's going to be really warm, and it's kind of hard to believe because right now we're starting off on a chilly note, but don't let it fool you because this afternoon we'll actually go from the 40s near 80 for the inland spots. All right, the reason for that, a lot more clear conditions that we're waking up to this morning in Southern California. As we zoom on into San Diego County, we are seeing mostly cloudless conditions across the board, and that's indicated by our sky cams. This is one of them facing the mountain areas from one of our inland sky cams. It's a gorgeous start to our Friday, great way to kick off the end of the work week, but it is pretty brisk, especially for those areas that are wind sheltered away from the coast. So Ramona, I'm talking to you. You're waking up at 32 degrees. We're at 41 right now in Escondido, as well as Mira Mesa, 42 in El Cajon. Close to 50, but not quite there for La Mesa. We're at 48. Chula Vista, you're waking up at 49 degrees, as well as downtown San Diego. And we're a little warmer, but not by much in Carlsbad, as well as Escondido in the mid to low 50s. As we take a look at today's highs, we are going to be warmer than yesterday. We're talking about mid to upper 70s for the coast and inland valleys. We could have a passing cloud here or there, but it looks overall to be a sunny day for those neighborhoods, our most populated neighborhoods west of the mountain areas. If you're hanging out in the mountains, it is going to be mostly sunny with highs topping out close to 60 degrees. But just keep in mind that if you're doing anything this evening, make sure that you're layering up because once we get towards those sundown hours, temperatures are going to plummet. All right, we are in for a warm up this weekend along with very strong winds. We'll take a look at those details coming up. All right, let's go ahead and see what's happening outside. We got our sky cam showing off the gorgeous conditions along with those nice drives. Overall, it's looking like Friday light out there. We're at steady speeds coming in from Lake Murray as you make your way westbound. This is the 5 in both directions. Right side of your screen is that northbound drive as you make your way in from East Street towards the mile of cars passing the 54 connector. And this is a 78. Right side is that drive as you make your way towards a 15 on-ramp to head north and south. A stalled bus blocking the right lane in Claremont on the 805 south before Balboa may slow things down for you. As you make your way in from the Kearney Mesa headed towards Mission Valley this morning. Other than that, we're at full freeway speeds. Nothing to really report. As I mentioned, green is always what we love to see. About 65, 75 mile per hour speeds coming in from Santee as well as the Mesa. Here's what it looks like for those northbound drives coming in from National City and Chula Vista, about 68, 70 miles per hour or so. And as far as travel times, we're all in the green, 10 to 15 minutes right now, headed northbound. It's pretty slow and go on the bridge. This is usually because they're wrapping up overnight road work. So just keep in mind speeds down about 10 miles per hour or so. And here's travel coming in from the East County headed west, about 3 to 7 minutes at last check. All right, 6:11 is the time. Let's go ahead and pull up those border wait times for you. About an hour 15 to get you in from San Ysidro's port of entry. If you're traveling in from Otay Mesa's port of entry, some improvement, about a 45-minute drive to cross this morning.